We have our next fireside chat. It is Mind over Console, how neutral interfaces are transforming game access for all. So please join me as I give a very warm welcome to our moderator, David Lolaev, founder of Sal'Ad Labs. And joining David, we welcome back Mr. Vishal Gondal, the founder and CEO of GOQii.
Hi everyone. So hope this day is very good for all of the participants. I understand that it's maybe a pretty tough agenda for everyone for today. Too many events in a city, too many events in the region. And yes, Vishal, happy to see you there as well. We have a fireside chat and I'm happy to announce the topic that was already said. So it's kind of very interesting part, especially in the gaming sector, because it's saying like how neural interfaces transforming game access for all. And that's a really interesting way to speak because as for me, I grown on the games. I know that games somehow changed me, somehow they helped me to understand the world better, the life better, but now we're living in an era of the high-end technologies. And yes, as far as I've been informed, you are the very big expert in that. Vishal, may I ask you for your short intro for all our guests, and please tell us more like what you're doing at the moment.
Hi, my name is Vishal Gondal and I'm the founder of GOQii. GOQii is a company which I founded in 2014 after I sold my previous company to Disney, which was a gaming company. And I think I was obsessed with how gaming can be used in the world of healthcare. Because what I realized is that healthcare is not a problem of information or access. Most people think that I will tell you about some new medicine or some new drug, or I will connect you to a doctor. But the real problem in healthcare is not information, but motivation. And that is the crux of what gaming can solve. And the kind of pathways and the kind of game design we are able to create to put people in loops. The goal which I had was, how could we use the same model to make people eat healthy, walk more, sleep better, and have more hydration? And that is what led to the creation of GOQii. And today, while we'll talk about it, GOQii is live in many countries. In fact, a lot of healthcare institutions like the NHS in the UK uses our platform. And our platform is now used for not just gamification, but for actually reverse aging. So our platform is actually deployed in the world of longevity. So that's really where gaming and healthcare and neural networks are taking you.
Okay, so the few questions which I guess just the regular people can ask you from that, like even from my own experience, when I was a kid, my parents, my mom always said to me, when you're playing a lot, it makes bad for your health, for your mental health, whatever. But how do you feel these neural technologies right now? Do you agree with this, the very wide meaning that the games and this like entertainment in a current way can harm the health or it can help? Or some companies which like game creators, they need to create an in more safety way for growing generations, because as far as we understand anyway, the more younger people are most target audience for the gaming factor. So how this technology is changing the world, how they creating a new interface, because you are the pioneer of that, like how you see this?
So the good thing, and there are many research papers on it, so gaming is what we call active entertainment, where you are not just a passive receiver of content, you are actually actively engaging with this. And that's what makes gaming a far better way of engagement and entertainment than watching a TV series or just endlessly scrolling Instagram or TikTok, because of the engaging nature. The second thing was, gaming actually puts you in what is called the state of flow. What is the state of flow? a state of flow is when you realize that time has passed and you don't realize it at all. So it's at times you are playing a game and you realize that, oh God, it is 4 hours and you are still in front of your computer. And when that happens, you have truly got into the zone where your brain is processing the content not as entertainment but as meditation. And that state of flow is what games have the capability to take you in. And that same capability, by the way, even real sports have. So sometimes if you are playing a game of tennis or a game of pickleball or any sport, you don't realize how fast time flies. So that is not the case when it comes to the linear or one-way form of entertainment. Lastly, games have shown, especially with cognitive health, when as you age, people have massive cognitive issues, short-term memory, long-term memory, recall, reflexes, all of these things. And there are actually medically certified games which can make your cognition better. And in fact, they have found a lot of people who are, even forget about playing those games, but if you are playing any fast action games, automatically your memory and recall is higher. So gamers actually tend to do far better in cognitive metrics than people who are non-gamers. In fact, a lot of surgeons are now using gaming to even learn and even do what they call mock surgery. So gaming, while people think of it as a very trivial thing and something for fun and games, actually the principles of gaming have profound effect on society if used in the right way. Of course, people can be abusing these games and playing too much of it, but that's a small percentage. Majority of the people are, I would say, largely benefiting with games.
Right, understood. And exactly these biosignals which you said, like as far as I understand, it can be the heart rate, it can be some brain activity, it can be the pulse. Like, can you tell us more what kind of data you collecting and how it really helped to maybe change the game experience or to create better environment inside while they're playing? So what kind of biosignals you're like collecting and what's their role in analytics you have?
So I think today the good news is that with wearable devices and even with cameras, you can actually get a lot of biomarkers which you previously could not. So heart rate actually is very, very easy to do. And you can correlate the heart rate with what's happening in the game. And what we've actually seen is that when heart rate actually goes up, even though you are in a steady state, you're sitting on a couch, but your heart rate could be going as high as you are doing a physical activity. Of course, I'm not saying it's a replacement to physical activity, but there is certainly heart rate variability. The second thing is when you are playing certain kind of games, your brain, even if you miss for a microsecond, you lose. So people's concentration is so high that their concentration is equal to what the concentration is of an Olympic level athlete. Because you are performing at that level of excellence, which is why esports has grown so much, because playing these games require a same amount of mental, physical and emotional ability which an Olympic athlete does. And which is why we are seeing the growth of esports, because people who are engaging in esports are actually very, very high performing athletes.
Understood. But in nowadays, when we have the big progress in health fi, in wellness, in different sport technologies, can it become combined with the gameplay, with the games, if we will have, for example, some real data that we're collecting, or we still will have games more like a passive position, like, because 99.9, I guess, percent of games that we still have in a two modes. We're sitting on a PC, we're sitting with the just a controller. Like there are two most often ways how we're usually playing. But if we will have this real data like in the on time, can the world become changed to gamified wellness, gamified fitness, like how it can be done?
So, the number one game which was responsible for making most people walk and run was Pokemon Go.
Oh, absolutely, yes. I've been part of it. Yes.
Pokemon Go was the first time when they were using gamification, but not to make people sit on a couch, but go outside and find things, to go and hunt. And that was a great example that how the principles of gaming can be applied to real world activity. Now, let me give you another example. We are part of the global competition of X Prize on Health Span, where they are saying it's $100 million prize if you can reverse age by 20 years. So we have created our solution, which is a game where you have your own virtual pet. So we create your digital twin. And we have connected this digital twin to your health data, your biometrics, your heart rate, blood pressure, all of that. Now, as you become healthy in the real world, your digital twin becomes younger. And as you do unhealthy activities, your digital twin becomes older. So you become your own virtual pet. So we have the virtual pet game like Tamagotchi. There is Neopet. There are many of these virtual pet games. So we took the concept of a virtual pet and we combined it to you and your digital twin. And this gamification has led to at least 25% more engagement, because now everybody wants to look younger. So they are focusing on their digital avatar being younger. And now we are going to launch another version where you can talk to your future digital self and play games with them. And if you are unhealthy, your future physical self will be much, much older and can't engage in physical activity. So you can use a lot of this, and we are already doing this in these fields.
So if I understand you correct, your digital twin created inside of the game can show what will be the result of the current activities and the current development that you're using in your real life. Because as far as I see, our bodies are not giving the full data from the look. You can feel yourself okay, but you don't know everything that goes inside. And all these Whoop bracelets, whatever, like is not giving us still the full data about anything else. But inside of the things, can we say that the games in the future will become completely changed with these neural technologies? Because let's see the epochs, let's see the generations. About 20 years ago, we started with the super simple computer games. What it was kind of Snake, Pac-Man, and only after 20 years, we see how crazy it's changed. And it's interesting because this market developed in a completely different way. Like if I will take, for example, the motor market, like automobiles, it's only 100 years. But we started from just the wooden wheels, and after 100 years, we have these crazy electric cars. So this market got only 4 generations. The super simple automobiles, the metal one, the more fast one, and now we have electric one. In gaming, it looks like we always growing up, and with the neural technologies, how it will become? It will be new era of gaming, or it will be new era of gamified living. That's what I wanted to say.
So you saw Meta's new wearable, the glasses. With the neural completely. Input and with your display on your screen. So I think, and Elon Musk said it right, that we are already living in a simulation. The world is a simulation already. We are already living in a video game. And now with embedded technology, with, glasses, with all kinds of neural networks, and with, Neuralink, with they're implanting a chip in your brain. I think the engagement between the virtual world and physical world, the augmented reality will become truth. And gaming is going to be the key, because we as humans are used to react to humans. The user interface of a phone is not really very human. Even though we are using it in our finger, but in the real world, we are using 3D. We are used to using objects. So I do think that we are going to see a massive transformation with all these technologies. And finally, right now, even though Apple Vision Pro was a big flop, I believe that eventually you will have a very, very simple form factor, and VR and augmented reality will be the new reality.
Yes, and especially about it, the augmented reality forms, the AI, the gaming, and a healthcare. How to combine it properly? How you see the best combination for collaboration between those forms? Like, what should be the next unicorn in that field?
See, healthcare is all about not the sick care. So currently, healthcare is sick care. When you are sick, you go to the doctor, they give you medicine, they do surgery on you and all of that. Real healthcare is preventing you from becoming sick, preventing you from going to the hospital. And that prevention will happen by changing behavior. So actually fixing healthcare is not about creating a cure for cancer. It's about making sure you are eating healthy, not having too much alcohol or not smoking. All these things are the problem. And gamification is going to fix the behavior itself. So to give you an example, if there is a highway where many cars are crashing, the only way to fix that is by making sure people drive in the limits, they don't drink and drive, they wear their seat belt.
In advance.
In advance. You can't create more garages and mechanics and say that I'm solving the problem. Today what is happening is people are living unhealthy lives and we are having more hospitals and doctors. That is not fixing the problem of people falling sick. So I believe AI, gamification, all of this is going to create the preventive care which will prevent people from falling sick and hopefully going to the hospital itself.
Right. Tell us more about the GOQii. What kind of these technologies you are already using, you plan to use? What's the game-changing process you're doing right now? Because actually this topic, like, it's very close to me. That's my passion to understand those technologies.
So the game-changing technology we are working on is called Sanjeevani. It's our research platform which we are doing with IIT Bombay and Ashoka University. We are calling it the Alive OS, which is the OS for the human body. That's the way to think about it. And we are using a very interesting technology called cell-free DNA. So using the cell-free DNA, we are able to do organ aging. So we can tell you what is the age of your heart, what is the age of your liver, what is the age of your kidney. And then we can do targeted interventions to improve your organs, because there is a chronological age on the day you were born. So you can say, I'm 40 years old, I'm 30 years old. But when you're 30 years old, but if you have been smoking a lot, your lungs may be very, very damaged and maybe 70 years old. So people don't understand the context of organ aging. And once you combine organ aging with a good AI model, we are able to do what I call personalized therapies. So right now it is the one size fits all. Same medicine is given to 100 people. We are now entering a phase of hyper personalization. And when you take hyper personalization, you take especially DNA data and you combine that with gamification, your outcomes are going to be massive. So all I can say is that if you are right now under the age of 30 or 40 and you don't have diabetes, cholesterol, hypertension, wait for 20 more years, you can easily live over 100. I think already current technologies can make you live to 70, 80, but your problem is then you are doing hip replacement, knee replacement, transplants. That's not a good quality of life. I think in the next 10 years, with all the advancements in AI, we as humans can easily outlive 100 years plus.
That's so promising, and I'm reading a lot about those technologies. It's far away from biohacking. it's kind of
Biohacking is very trivial. This
Yeah.
is actual science.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to say. So I see that we're so close to the limit, and I wanted to ask you the most important for me. How you see if we look ahead for the next 5, 7 years? What will be the one breakthrough in a human technology interaction that you believe will completely transform our lives?
So I would say the breakthrough is coming 2030. So X Prize competition is going to end in 2030. There are 40 teams across the world who are currently doing research on solutions to make you 20 years younger, 10 to 20 years younger. And that outcome is supposed to come at 2030. So the goal is that there are many snake oil solutions, right? Somebody is doing a blood transfusion, plasma transfusion. All these solutions are not scientifically validated. So right now, scientifically validated solutions are coming, and in the next 5, 7 years, you're going to see a massive improvement in overall health span, and gamification is going to play a big role in that.
Cool.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that Mr. Vishal, your applause to him. Thank you. That was a very nice conversation. Thank you for that.